Everybody, it's your girl, Claudia Jordan. It's Wednesday. We are back with TGIF. We are here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, grab you something to drink, and get into this hot tea. Let me introduce Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's going on, Claudia?
I'm out here chilling in Dallas. It's a beautiful day. It's like 80 degrees out here. How you doing? You in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA. It's not as nice here today. It's actually kind of chilly and about 60.
Well, I'm going to talk about you in a second, but let me introduce Al, Funky Eva. What's up, Funky Eva?
What's going on, everybody?
I have to clear Al's name right now because I know where he lives because my friend lives in the same building. And so I know where he lives. And I know Q, you were saying he lived in the hood, and I thought so with all those sirens and stuff. And I thought he lived at the YMCA, but he does not. He actually lives in a very nice building. I'm not going to say where he lives, but one of my friends lives. I mean, my friend lives on the penthouse, but Al lives in the same building. And he good.
He does live in the penthouse.
He good.
Al, you in the studio?
I've said it before. I listen, I'm the poorest guy on this panel. I just want to be like the two of you because Q found a house. From what I understand,
Yes.
Q found a house to purchase, about to put an offer on a house. Claudia just bought her third house.
Fourth.
Has moved it. Fourth house. I'm just trying to be like you two when I get big. Actually, I am bigger than all of y'all.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter when it happens. It matters that it happens.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was someone that put a whole thing, a video about me, about my house. I will not say the person's name, and thought it would be funny to make fun of a woman, a Black woman that went and purchased her fourth property and just went and criticized everything about it, which I thought was really small of her, because there's people here that still haven't been able to get their first house. And especially in what we just came through with the pandemic and all the stuff that's been going on. I'm happy for anyone that gets a property and upgrades their apartment, goes to the doctors and checks for their chronic issues. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for people when they go forward in life. And I'm glad that I surround myself with people that are like that are happy for each other when we hit milestones and not negative about it. So congratulations to both of y'all and what y'all doing. Everyone's path is different.
Right. Likewise.
And I am dropping a lot of money on this remodel. I'm just saying,
I bet you. No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to wish Annie Lowy. I think Annie Lowy turned 50 today. I want to wish her a happy 50th fabulous birthday from all of us here at TGIF.
Happy birthday, Annie.
And listen, Isaiah, people were mad at us because the show didn't post right away. I have to address it.
They was tearing my Instagram up, and I had to tell the people, that's not my department, baby. That is not my department. I don't know where the Friday show was at.
They were letting Joyce have it.
Well,
They were wearing Joyce out.
let me just tell y'all, we're a streaming platform, and there's different entities that get things online. It's not just one company that does everything. Not to tell y'all all our business, but sometimes there's technical issues, and sometimes it happens. We've given y'all a good show for over 2 years, and we haven't had that issue often. So just bear with us, and thank you for the people that were patient. We appreciate y'all. You know we want you to get the show as soon as possible. And damn it, maybe if the likes were higher, like I asked y'all, it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying. Okay, anybody drinking tonight?
No, I'm drinking Theraflu and Lipton tea. My throat hurts a little bit.
You sick?
Yeah, I'm like with you. You know, it was rainy this weekend at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And
How was that?
it was really nice. It was fun. I think I think FOXSOUL actually posted a couple of pictures that I had taken while there. It was really nice. I thought the comedian did an awesome job, even though he said he had to throw away his entire script. I thought he did a great job of keeping the audience engaged. And I saw everyone from Brittany Reiner was there. How interesting was it to see her? She is tall as hell.
6'9", 6'10"?
Yeah, she's about 6'9", easily 6'9". But you know what? She's still very beautiful. That is a beautiful woman up close. She looks exactly how she does in the pictures. But yeah, so I had a very nice time. It was really cool.
Very nice. That is a great event. We gotta get TJ up to the White House and wreak some havoc.
Right.
I think we'll have fun. All right, y'all, let's get into the show. A$AP Rocky made an interesting entrance ahead of the Met Gala. The rapper jumped over a barricade to get into his hotel and knocked the glasses off an onlooker's face during his surprise appearance. The woman who was pushed has no plans to press charges. Do you think A$AP Rocky was doing too much? Al, what you think? Was it too much?
Of course he was doing too much. Why? It was unnecessary. Just walk around to get in there, or take the back entrance. Everybody know Rihanna doesn't take the front entrance of these places anyway. He could have easily taken a service elevator. The thing that worries me, though, I love the fact that Rihanna loves her bad boy, and a bad boy he is. He's always in something, but I don't want him being a bad boy to affect her brand. Right now, we know he was arrested at the airport last year for an assault case, and if this woman had pressed charges, he would be going to his hearing this year with an additional charge, and that just wouldn't look good. And it wouldn't look good on Rihanna. So come on, ASAP Rocky. You are smarter than this. Do better, son, because you are dating a queen, a billionaire queen who's on a huge rise, and we want the two of you to win always.
That's right. Q, what you think about it?
You know what? I'm rarely double-minded, but I'm really double-minded on this Met Gala thing, right? I saw all those Black hip-hop faces at the Met Gala this year, and on one token, you know, A+ for inclusivity, right? On the other token, a small part of me felt like the Black community is being leveraged and used, right? Because we have never seen this many Black, in particular, urban hip hop faces at this event. And it just made me stop and say, why? Why all of a sudden are you including all of these hip hop people who ordinarily would not get invited? And then the other thing that's throwing me too, I don't like that the younger generation is coming in now pulling these publicity stunts, right? You had A$AP Rocky did this, and then you had Tiana Taylor pull out the Chick-fil-A out her bag and is eating Chick-fil-A at the table. And I don't want to say, you know, you invite all the Black people and the event becomes déclassé, but it's like, come on, y'all. When in Rome, do as Romans do. Don't come funkified the doggone Met Gala, like act right.
So, Q, I can help you out a little bit on this. So what Tiana Taylor did is nothing unusual. A lot of people bring their own food because the food is actually very bland. It's almost like if you're on a presidential campaign, it's not about the food, it's about you buying the table. So they really serve you really bad food so that the profit margins are higher. And as it relates to all the Black people, you're right, Q, but I think they had to do that, and I think it was a strategy because they honored Karl Lagerfeld this year, and Karl Lagerfeld has a host of issues as it relates to him outside of being a designer. Remember, he's fat phobic, he was anti-immigrant, he was alleged homophobic, and he low-key was misogynistic. Remember, he spoke out against the Me Too movement. So I think how they always do is they use us and our greatness to overshadow the choices that they may have made on honoring a man that was actually kind of discriminatory to a lot of different groups.
I wish when we do get invited to these things, whether we're being used as props or not, which we all know that we are often, right? Represent as classily and beautifully as you can in a classic way. You know, like some of the outfits, I was like, all right, man, that was doing way too much for the Met Gala. Like, let's not be the ones that they can say we cheapened it. You know, like I didn't like some of the stuff I saw on the red carpet, and not because it was bad fashion choice. It was just too skanky. Like some of it was skanky and just like, well, I don't need to see your total ass on the red carpet. You know what I mean? Like, I think some people try too hard. Sometimes a beautiful gown is all you need. And just like, I don't know, sometimes we do too much, I think. And in his honor too, with all that you just said, Al, makes it even worse.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, speaking of the Met Gala, Young Miami made an appearance alongside Diddy. And when they were asked if they go together, Diddy started sweating. Watch this clip.
We don't put titles on it. Everybody wants us to put a title on. We don't put titles on it. This is like my best friend in the world. One of the most beautiful people God has blessed me to meet.
Absolutely.
And I'm blessed that she's my date tonight.
Absolutely.
Can I get like a little napkin for my forehead?
Are you surprised that Diddy is still running with this narrative? Q, let's go to you first. Not claiming her or not. What is this?
I mean, it doesn't bother me because I think they both know what it is. They're in what we call a situationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hunch. We go to dinner, we have intimate conversation, but you're still allowed to go have babies with Asian women and go do other things when you're in other cities. I'll say this because I have observed the Young Miami and Diddy. He came down here to the doo-wop party one time. He is her man when he's in Miami. Because baby, every 2 feet, she is right behind him. And then when he gets on the plane to leave, he belongs to the streets. And that's just their arrangement. Just as long as all parties involved are with it, I'm good.
It seems like she's more into him than he's like. I feel like she seems more affected. And maybe that's just me sympathizing, empathizing, or just putting myself in that situation, right? Sometimes I'd be feeling bad for her. I feel like she actually really loves him. And it seems like you're right, they're together a lot. So I'm like, if you're best friends, you love each other, you have great sex, you have fun, you dropping a bag on her, what more? But I don't know. It ain't mine.
I mean,
what you think, Al?
come on, Claudia. Now, he's had great sex with beautiful women. Naomi Campbell, Jennifer Lopez, Kim Porter, Misa Hilton, Lori Harvey, Carmen Diaz. He's had that. He needs more than that. For me, you know, this is what I do like. I like the fact that Met Gala Fashion's biggest fashion night is like the Super Bowl for fashion. He did take a beautiful black woman as his date. Now, that I can give him props for. But honestly, for me, the excitement of these two is just waning. It's waning. Either, what is it? What's the saying about sit on the pot or get off of it or something? Right?
Shit or get off the pot.
Shit or get off the pot. It's giving me very much a PR stunt right now. And that's the only thing I don't like. She's beautiful. He's beautiful. She's doing great things in entertainment. He's rich as hell doing great things. Come on, Big Diddy. You're 53 and you got 7 kids. You need to make some decisions to be with these ladies and commit.
Listen, that is the age. Like I was talking with my friends about this the other day. Like I get having fun in your 20s and 30s and even 40s. But at some point, like it almost gets to a point where it becomes pathetic a little bit.
Right.
Where are you going to be a party boy for the rest of your life? Not saying that this is the woman he's going to marry, but at some point, like I just wonder, and I know it's not for everybody. I'm not trying to say it's for everybody before everybody gets all mad at me. But I just, something clicked in my head when I turned 50. I'm like, damn, 60's next and then 70. And
in Forest Lawn.
In Forest Lawn. Yeah.
Well, listen, one of the biggest things, Claudia, you and I are close in age. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be alone. We don't want to be alone in dating and jumping from relationship to relationship at this age.
No.
We want to have a ride or die partner that we know we can always count on, that when all that noise outside, when we're in a house together, we can grow and build. And I just think he's got the options. He's just got to make the choice.
Yeah,
I feel bad that y'all going through a last life crisis because last quarter, the golden era crisis, everybody can't be young and supple like me.
You know, I do feel like I'm in the third. I do feel like I'm in the fourth quarter.
Me too.
I do.
Y'all not in the fourth quarter yet.
But it does feel like it because it's like you don't want to like. This is like this the time you're supposed to like kind of coast off into the sunset from
right.
You know what I mean? Like. You don't want a lot of too many more new beginnings. You don't want that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, Al, did something click in you when you turned 50? Because something definitely clicked in me.
I mean, I started being aware of stuff. It's like when you lose your 40s, it's like, okay, there's no turning back. There's a fun side of turning 50 where you know exactly what you want. You know exactly what it takes to make you happy. You know exactly, the things that you're tolerating, the things that you want to tolerate in a relationship. But to get that's the hardest part. So if you keep having these standards and you don't compromise, you can actually be rotating to your mid to late 50s still looking. And for me, I don't think I want that.
Yeah, same.
Claudia, these men in the streets ain't nothing because I'm in the streets. It ain't nothing out here, baby. So I think you need to circle the block, bitch. You need to go. The devil,
the conversation we had right before the show.
The devil you know is better than the one you don't. Okay.
Look, can we say who we saw on her lawn the other day?
You can if you want to. You can. You can. Someone was here. You can say it. It's fine.
We like him. I like him.
A couple of people have been trying to circle the block lately. I will say that.
Well,
Yeah.
who are you going to let circle the block?
May the best man win.
Ow.
Coming up next, find out Cher's recent relationship status, and later Matthew Lawrence is calling out sexual harassment. Stay tuned. Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. It looks like Cher's relationship with AE has come to an end. We try to tell her. Now, the pair often face criticism for their 40-year age gap, but the reason for their split is unclear. Now, listen, are y'all surprised by this news? Al, 40-year difference. What you think about it?
I think we're not. Cher comes from that old media school where you drop items like the ones that we saw dropped about, the friends aren't happy. Whenever you start to see those items around older talent like that, you know that they're getting ready to either split or something drastic's getting ready to happen. But listen, I ain't mad at Cher, and I ain't mad at AE. She's 76, and if she can pull a 37-year-old black man, good for her. And if he's a 37-year-old black man and could pull the legend Cher, good for him. I wish them the best, and hopefully they can still maintain a friendship.
Okay, cute. What you think? You think she just watched? She was like, the math ain't math. What you think?
No, it was always fun for Cher. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I hope. You know, Cher had her fun, and I hope he didn't leave with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope he did not leave with nothing. I hope it was a mutually beneficial relationship. He was screwing the hell out of her from the bike or whatever. Y'all think Cher face move when she has sex? I just hope he didn't leave. I just hope he didn't leave with nothing, though. But the people say he was using her. I mean, and I think she knew that. I think when you have that much money, you don't mind showering your dude with gifts, because all things constant, a 37-year-old black man do not want no 70-something-year-old white woman on the open market. So of course he was in it for the gifts.
You know, I am nowhere near nobody's Cher money, okay? Far, 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 far from it. But I make a cute coin, and I've been in situations where I knew someone was trying to get something. And I'm not a multimillionaire like that. So I know she knew deep down. Like, you know, when it's like, when you're all alone in your room and you can sit down and think about it, or when you're talking to your girls, you know. And as many people that was telling her, screaming it to her on the internet, I'm sure she saw those. And it seemed, I heard that they were in the studio and he was being very, very, very bossy, and she didn't like his attitude. And her friends really was trying to drive the point home, like, look, sis, we think you're just here for the bread. So I hope she finds, I hope she got a lot of good sex out of it. I hope he, wore that out. Is that bad to say?
Mm-mm.
All right, Kathleen Casillo, the woman who drove her car into a crowd of Black Lives Matter protesters in New York, has avoided jail time. Casillo initially faced 7 years in prison, but was sentenced to 5 hours of community service as part of a plea deal. That's how much our lives are worth, folks. 5 hours of community service for driving, and if y'all saw the video, plowing her car through protesters. It was no accident. What are your thoughts on this news, Al?
I can't get with this plea deal. I thought it was disgusting. America will let you know that they are that it's America when it comes to stuff like this. 6 people were injured. Now, they weren't life-threatening, but 6 people could have died with her negligence. And 5 hours of community service simply isn't enough for me.
It's such a slap in the face. Q, what you think?
This shit is just simply comical. Like, you just almost have to laugh to keep from crying, right? Because it's going to cost them more to process the paperwork than she's going to give back in the community in 5 hours. I mean, and here's the funny thing, right? Her entitled ass probably going to stretch the 5 hours out, talking about she don't have time and she's busy. She going to stretch them 5 hours out. It's a slap in the face, y'all. All I can do is laugh. And it's not funny. It's really not funny. She should have got 3 years probation or 3 years house arrest. Like, how can you just run your car into people and get 5? I mean, a speeding ticket is a harsher penalty than 5 hours of community service.
It's a violent crime. It's a violent crime. I have friends, well, my friend Missy, she know all the people that are in prison, that have lots of friends that are in prison doing 30, 40 years for nonviolent drug charges. No one was killed. No one was murdered. There was no gun involved. Just, selling it, whatever the charge is. I don't even know. I have to ask her. But I'm just saying, nonviolent offense, 30 to 40 years, Black man, 5 hours community service, plowing your car into a crowd of people indiscriminately. If that is not America sending us a message that we ain't shit to them, we could care less, we're not worried about y'all. I mean, and then this is the same country that has the nerve to say land of the free, all men are created equally and all this nonsense. Like, America lies so much. And then when they have the opportunity to show equality or justice, they drop the ball every time. Every time. So to that judge, to the jury, fuck all y'all. Trash. All right. A 30-year-old New York street performer was killed after a white passenger allegedly choked him to death for acting in a hostile and erratic manner towards the other passengers on the subway. According to New York Daily News, the suspect is a Marine Corps veteran. The veteran was taken in for questioning, but released without charges as the investigation continues. What are your thoughts? More of the same. Q, go ahead.
I wish he didn't die. You know, it's unfortunate. Shout out to the Marines who stepped in for the best interest of the public. But I don't think that this person was criminal. I think they were ill. And I just wish that he didn't die. I wish that there was a way he could have subdued him without him killing him. And I'm not blaming him because I don't think his intention was to kill the young man. I just wish maybe they could have found a fat bitch on the train that could have sat on him or something until they got to the next stop. But, you know, so condolences to his family. And this is just evidentiary of the fact that mental illness in America is real.
Did you see the video?
I did not. I don't want to see it.
I saw the video. This guy was not a threat. He was loud and he was complaining about not being able to eat, right? Being hungry or something. And this Marine took it upon himself to be the police and put him in a chokehold while another guy held the guy's arm because he couldn't even get to his neck to like get some air, held the arms away. It was 3 people involved. This is a murder. Al, do you agree?
I agree, Claudia. I agree. This is really sad. I lived in New York City 23 years, and I did take the subway a number of years there. And this type of stuff happens on the subway all the time.
It's part of it.
You don't get yourself involved in mental health episodes in New York City trains, because if you did, you would never make it to your destination. I find it very suspect that a 20-year-old veteran of the Marines put him in a chokehold and chokehold him until he died. Now, the fun thing about this is that Al Sharpton and the National Action Network is saying, hey, he needs to be charged with manslaughter. And I agree. He needs to be charged and he needs to be sent straight to jail.
He choked him for 15 minutes.
Yep.
George Floyd had a knee.
What color was the Marine?
White.
White. He choked this man.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, after you had him subdued, after you had him in a certain hole, what's the point of continuously applying the pressure? What point is it? And he's from Queens. So it's not like this is the first time he's seen an episode of a mental illness on the train. Like, what's really going on? I want to know, why was he discharged from the Marines? Because he was a young 24-year-old veteran of the Marines. I think that would give us some history that we need to know surrounding this case.
That's true. You know, it just irritates me. You know, I always have to call the double standards. I saw a video online that showed a little white girl in the middle of like New York, and everyone ran to her like, are you okay? Where's your mommy? Then they did the same experiment with a young black girl, and everyone just walked past her, couldn't care less. It just reminds me of this. You know what I mean? Like, what made this white man feel like he needed to save the day and put this black kid in a chokehold for 15 minutes? That I could see if he was in the process of hurting someone. I could see if he was in the process of trying to murder someone or raping someone. Him being loud and complaining about not having enough to eat, and that was enough to irritate you to put him in a chokehold. Am I missing something, Al? Was there anything else besides that? Because I didn't hear anything or read anything about this guy being violent to anyone else.
It's just sad. I mean, it's just sad.
And this is not manslaughter. This is murder.
Yep.
This is murder. Maybe second-degree murder, but it is murder.
Yeah.
Why is it's manslaughter when it's like done to a black person, but it's like murder when a black person does to a white person? It's right. Irritating.
All
right, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. Man, we gotta have some fun with the show because these are 2 heavy stories right here. I'm already getting pissed. All right. Okay. A serial sperm donor who fathered 500 children has been ordered to stop donating to limit the risk of accidental incest, because now all the kids are probably related. Now, if he fails to follow this order, he'll be required to pay a fine of $110,000. Funky, what you think about this? They just trying to stop this man's shine, or is this justified?
You know what? I can't help but think about that Real Housewives reunion when Phaedra told Kendra, all you know, you spend your weekends pedaling through the sperm bank, and all you know about your baby daddy is that he ejaculated in a cup because he needed a pizza so you could have a baby. Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. I would assume that this man is doing it for the money. And Al, you have had every job under the sun, so I'm pretty sure you don't came in a cup before and sold it. What does it go? What does it go for?
Al, have you sold your sperm before?
Not yet. That damn.
You don't. Oh, this the one job your ass ain't had. You haven't consulted for the sperm bank? I'm sure you got some affiliation with the sperm bank people.
I have not, but I will tell you this. I would have donated my sperm for Debrat and Judy. I was very shocked to learn that they are using a white male sperm in order to conceive their child. I would have donated to them.
You know what? And speaking of them too, I love the Brett. I love the Judy. Shout out to both of them. But they were saying there was a absence of black sperm
donors. Yeah. And
the one guy that they found looked like Jiminy Cricket. But I'm of the school of thought, when one store don't have nothing, you go to the other. You know what I'm saying? I do wish, and it's not my business, and I'm not criticizing what they did, but I mean, I think going to another sperm bank would have been an option.
Yeah. Damn, 100, 500. Damn, he
500. Those kids gonna end up going together. Oh, there's going to be inbreeding. Yeah.
How can you not? You know, I have a half brother in Italy. I don't know if I ever talked about this, but my mother, when I was like 16, we went over there, and this is how I found out. My mom says, I think you should know that you have a brother in Italy, because we were over there for a few weeks, and she's like, I don't want you to meet a guy and like go out with him. I'm like, first of all, I'm still a virgin, Mom. I wasn't gonna like have sex with some Italian kid. Second of all, but that's how she ended up telling me. I found out I had a half brother in Italy, and we went and found him because she was worried about me somehow meeting and dating my biological brother. Okay, that's a hot mess. All right, y'all.
Ooh, your mama telling her.
we got a lot of stuff going on. Listen, coming up next, find out why a 7th grader was sent home from school, and later a woman has an outburst during a Philharmonic symphony. Stay tuned. And my mom's probably gonna call me to cuss me out for telling family secrets, but that's okay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF. People in the chat, we only have 770 likes with over 4,000 people watching. Now, if you don't want me to delay the show being posted for 4 days next time, they're going to think it's really my fault now. Y'all better like them. We need to get up to 2,000 likes on the show. I'm just saying, if we don't get 2,000 likes, I don't know when the show going to post. They're going to cuss me out, huh? All right, y'all, listen. Hey, I love that feeling of waking up in the morning and feeling completely refreshed and ready to take on the day. But if you're a hot sleeper, it might not always be like that. So if you're more in the camp of waking up like a sticky, sweaty mess, you're not alone. Now, if that sounds familiar, Ghost Bed is here for you. Now, as the makers of the coolest beds in the world, Ghost Bed is your go-to for cooling mattresses, cooling pillows, and even cooling beds. From their signature Ghost Ice fabric to patented technology that adjusts with your body temperature, every Ghost Bed mattress is designed with cooling in mind. Now, whether you want a plusher mattress that cushions your shoulders and hips, or a firmer option with exceptional support, your Ghost Bed will keep you cool and comfortable all night long. Now, we love Ghost Bed here, so we're so excited to share an exclusive deal for our listeners. For a limited time, get 40% off all Ghost Bed mattresses, plus get you 2 luxury pillows. Use promo code T at ghostbed.com/T to take advantage of the exclusive offer. That's www.ghostbed.com/T with promo code T, fellas. I moved, so the mail hasn't gotten to my new house, so I'm waiting. But Q, tell me about your love of the Ghost Bed products.
So you guys know I always talk about the squishiness of the Ghost Bed pillow because I never really got the cooling effect until last week. If you guys follow my Instagram, you know I got sick in the gym. I almost fainted. I had to vomit, and I needed to come home and lay down. And I laid down on the Ghost Bed pillow, and that was the first time that I actually paid attention to the cooling effect. And it really did assist me in being sick. Having that cooling effect really did make me feel good. So guys, the plushness, the squishiness, and the cooling effect really makes this pillow a worthwhile purchase.
All right. And Al, you said it helps with your migraines.
Yeah, migraines and snoring. I think the biggest thing for me is I get warm at night, and the cooling effect is a big one for me. I have ventured out and I have purchased Ghost Bed linen. And listen, I do hope to try to get the bed soon, but I have to get my money up. But definitely I enjoy all the benefits of Ghost Bed with the cooling effect, with it being light and comfortable, and it definitely helps with my migraines and my snoring.
Well, send me one of your pillows. Promotional consideration furnished by Ghost Bed. All right, y'all, let's get back to the topics. A seventh grader was sent home from school after he refused to take off his shirt that read, "There are only two genders." The school staff alleged that people were complaining about the shirt and felt unsafe. What's your take on the situation, Al? Let's go to you first.
You know what? What I thought he shared and what he said, I thought was pretty interesting. I thought it was on target, but not on target for a seventh grader. Okay, one thing that we know about these, I have 11 nephews and one niece, and one thing I know about this younger group is that they understand that there are multiple genders out here. You got male, female, trans, you have non-binary, you have two-spirit, you got pangender, you got agender, you got genderqueer, and according to certain gender sites, there are over 105 genders out there. I think this is something that his parents definitely planted in his head. And I think his parents is using him as an example by taking him to the school board and fighting about gender issues. Now, the interesting part is Massachusetts is probably one of the most forward thinking when it comes to trans rights, as well as LGBTQ plus rights. So that's what makes me think this leans heavily in an influence of the parent and not just the child.
Yeah, Massachusetts and Rhode Island, basically all of New England is extremely liberal. And also the child, I read that he said something like, well, I don't get offended when I see pride t-shirts. So I was like, okay, what kind of, I was curious about what kind of conversations he's having at home with his parents. Q, what do you think about this?
While I don't agree with the intent behind him wearing the shirt to school, or him wearing the shirt that young, we have to be very careful with censorship, right? Like, everybody has the right to say what they want to say. Everybody has the right to express what they want to express. Do I think that the school and seventh grade is the right place to make a political statement? Absolutely not. But the shirt was not harming anyone. It's his personal belief. And again, while I don't agree with it, we have to be careful about protecting people's rights. He does have the right to say it.
I agree with that. And I remember when Barack Obama was elected president in the South, especially right here in Terrell, Texas, I have to call y'all out where Jamie Foxx is from. They refused to put Barack Obama on the cover of the newspaper. And they were sending kids home, and I believe in Georgia as well, that wore T-shirts celebrating that, were prideful, were happy, were embracing that moment. Not that it's the same thing, but I just do think you have a right. I do agree with you, Q, about it's a slippery slope when it comes to freedom of expression and speech, especially if it's not hate. You know, it's not like violent. Yep. But okay, I'm sure we'll keep y'all posted on future developments on the story. All right, y'all, keep it locked, because coming up, actor Matthew Lawrence calls out the double standard for sexual harassment, and later a woman who interrupted a Philharmonic symphony feeling really good. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to more TGIF Soulmates. I see you got the likes up to 1,002. We have 800 to go, or the show gets delayed. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, hit that like button, please. Actor Matthew Lawrence is calling out the double standard when it comes to sexual harassment. Lawrence claims that he was dropped by an agency after refusing to strip for a director who promised him a Marvel role. What is your take on this story, Q? What you think about this? Because the fellas get it too. Hollywood is a business. I think that men may even get it worse than some of the women. It's out of control.
It's so funny because Terry Crews told us about this. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't want to believe him. People got upset. And it's we talk about this on the show all the time. People don't take sexual harassment and molestation the same when it's a man. We're used to the directors and the producers doing this sexual harassment stuff. It upsets me, though, that behavior is being undergirded by his agency. Like, that's just not cool, because your agent is there to defend you. And shout out to Tracy Christian over at Tracy Christian JRU, because Tracy would never drop me because I chose not to drop my draws for a producer or a director. That's not cool.
And let me tell you something. As someone that was in Hollywood for 25 years, the agents know more than anyone, because these sleazeballs contact the agencies. They ask, what's up with this person? They have very inappropriate conversations sometimes. The agents know they're supposed to be the last line of defense to protect their client from the predators, not the opposite way around. Don't protect the studios from the clients. There's a lot of men that go through this in this business, men and women, but you know, like you said, people don't take it seriously when it happens to a man. Al, what do you think about this?
I thought that him coming out was brave. I thought it was courageous. I thought it was forward thinking. I think this is very hard for men to have these type of conversations in Hollywood because they're afraid that they won't work again. But on top of that, I'm personally glad that it was a white male that's calling this out, to bring a light on it and not be brushed under or swept under the rug like they tried to do with Terry Crews, because they crucified him when he said that white executive grabbed his crotch. Now, isn't this Chili's
Current boyfriend.
current boyfriend? Yeah. So, hey, good luck to him. I mean, I hope it fares well for him. I hope he got a new agency. And hey, thumbs up for shining light on this discrepancy in Hollywood.
When I used to be out there and be in the business, when I used to work on Deal or No Deal, I'm giving you a little bit of tea. So many of those models had very good looking boyfriends, like male models or aspiring actors. And the things they would tell me that some of their boyfriends will be asked to do, and with the promise dangling the carrot of, well, this role can lead you to something like, an Oscar, or, Brokeback Mountain came out and, you should, they would try to make them do basically softcore porn to get their own rocks off. The things and I would be listening to these stories. They were like young girls telling me, and I was like the mama bear of the show. And I was like, oh my God, your men are being groomed. They're young models that really want it so badly. And they think, well, everyone else is doing it, so I'm not gay. I'm just doing what everyone else is doing. And I think that's horrible, to make someone go against their sexuality. Now, if that's what you feel, have at it. But to make someone give them that choice, I think it's so evil. That's so mean to do to someone, I think.
Yep.
All right, Isaiah Washington. Oh, Isaiah used to be my boy. I don't know what's happening with him lately. He shared some of his best teachers and neighbors growing up were Ku Klux Klan members. Washington said, I knew where they stood with me, and they also knew where I stood with them. What are your thoughts on Isaiah's remarks? Al, what you think about this?
I think the only thing I can really think is it seems very weird to me. Why? And then the other question is, why is he sharing this? I mean, he knows that we are in a racially sensitive environment now in the country. So it feels like, to me, this is just my personal interpretation, he's digging for a little bit of relevance at this time.
Hugh, what do you think about brother Isaiah Washington?
People like Isaiah Washington, they boil my blood, because I don't like people who go out of their way to say contrarian things or to say controversial things just to get a reaction out of people. And I think it's particularly lame when you're already a celebrity. Like, people know who you are. You're already a big deal. You're Isaiah Washington, so you don't have to put on this act and do all these crazy things to get more attention. What was the purpose of this? It's almost as if he tried to humanize members of the KKK. He cleaned it up a little bit at the end with the whole, I knew where I stood with them and they knew where I stood, and they knew where I stood with them, and that his mom would invite the other kids into their house and feed them lunch, and they never displayed hate. But, like, why?
I'm hoping this is a case of us not getting the full context of the entire conversation. Like, maybe there's more to it. I do want to look more into this after, but I will say, and Isaiah, if you're watching, we used to be mad cool when I first moved to LA. You're one of the first celebrities I met, and we used to joke about this business and how whack and weird it was. And it's just been sad. I feel like ever since he was let go from, what was that show?
Grey's Anatomy.
And he was ostracized for using the F word on set. I feel like he has not been the same since. And he's become very, I don't know if he does these things that he really believes them, or if it's for relevancy. I don't think an actor as talented as Isaiah Washington should be struggling for relevancy, but I noticed embracing of the MAGA movement and a lot of that stuff. And I'm like, this ain't the Isaiah I knew when we used to sit up in Jerry's Deli and talk shit about how weird some of these people were in the business. Like, this was a regular round the way fella that was just like cool as shit. And when he says stuff like this, I'm praying, I'm just trying to give him some grace. Like, maybe there's more to this conversation. Like, maybe just saying matter of factly, like, you know what? Some of my teachers were Klan members and I had to deal with it. But it does, that from this part alone, it does feel like he's kind of, like you said, humanizing them. Mm-hmm. And Tyler Perry, call Isaiah Washington, give him a job.
Please, give him a job so he can stop.
Come on back home, Isaiah. Come on back home. All right, y'all. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, might be transforming the music industry. Now, when singer Jojo was asked how she would feel if she heard a AI-generated track using her vocals, she said, I think we should learn how to work with it and not against it. Like, what are we going to do? We can't stop what's happening. In a sense, with our artificial intelligence, I think we should find a way to embrace it. How do you feel about this? Al, what you think?
Hey, I think AI in the music industry has been going on for a minute. The conversation is just becoming public, and I think everybody's like, oh, yeah, we believe it's been going on. Remember in 2009, after Michael Jackson died, in 2010, when they released his album, Michael, when LaToya and one of his nephew's families were concerned that 3 songs didn't sound like him, and so they accused Sony of using AI. And allegedly, you know, Sony admits that the songs, well, some things that you read say that they admit, some things that you read say they did not admit. So that's why I'm saying allegedly. In 2018, Sony said, hey, you know, to complete that album, to get it out in those 3 songs, we did have to use alternative methods.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Q?
I don't like it, but it's not going nowhere. So we've got to figure out a way to embrace it. This AI stuff is about to replace a lot of stuff. I didn't think that there would be anything else more revolutionary than the internet that would come along and shake up the world. But it seems like AI is the new coming of the internet. My question is, y'all, when was AI released? Because I have not started hearing, I started hearing this term maybe 6 weeks ago for me personally. And now it's like as if the technology is just everywhere. So like, when did this get released?
Probably a while ago. And it makes me question almost everything that our eyes have shown us, including suspects in crimes, who actually shot someone, who bombed somebody. I just think this technology is extremely dangerous. I see one of the godfathers of AI actually quit, and he's warning people about the dangers. Think about it. We're public figures. People can sample our voices, and they can make a voice recording of me calling one of you guys up and saying you're fired or talking shit about each other. Like, that is a dangerous thing. No, if y'all can't, not y'all, but the world can't see the negatives about this and how bad this can be, they can frame people. People, it can mess up relationships. Never mind the money it's going to take from artists. It's taking away what makes humans special, their soul, their individuality, their talent. The fact that you can create a song from AI instead of hard work going into a studio is scary, and we should all be concerned about this. I hate it. I freaking hate it.
I just want to leave. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to leave our soulmates, though. For those of y'all out there trying to make an extra buck, I saw something on Instagram that said, use Chat GPT, write a book with it, and post it on Amazon and sell an ebook. So don't say I ain't never told y'all nothing.
But what if they stop doing talk shows and they say, Al, Claudia, and Q, your services aren't needed anymore. We're going to do a talk show we have your essence and your personalities and your voice, and we can do it. They have enough samples of our personalities.
We'd have to move to the live space.
I'm about to move to an island. I'm over this. All right, y'all, coming up, find out why a symphony was interrupted when a woman got way too excited. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to more TGIF. Now, soulmates in the chat, I see we got the likes up to 1,500, 1.5. I need us to get to 2,000 or the show might be delayed. It's the AI technology. It's not me. It's AI taking over. So it's triggered if we don't get 2,000 likes per show, right?
Right.
All right, y'all. During an LA Philharmonic concert, a woman was heard in the audience having a loud and full-body orgasm. An attendee said, I saw the girl after it happened, and I assume that she had an orgasm because she was heavily breathing, and her partner was smiling and looking at her like in an effort to not shame her. What do you have to say about this? Q, what do you think about this? She had a whole orgasm at a Philharmonic concert?
I think it's raunchy and it's kinky, and it's actually kind of turning me on just a little bit. But Claudia, let me ask you this. I know that I can orgasm and not have to make noise. Like with the woman, do you have to, is it just so powerful that you have to emit a noise?
No, you can control that. We're used to controlling and downplaying and upselling and all that. If you're a woman, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can do it like silently and just it's actually more intense, I think, when you are holding back.
So I low-key think that they're into a certain kind of kink and they kind of got off on that.
Seems fun. Now, Al, I'm going to take a stab in the dark.
He's done it before.
Right, he's done it.
Well, actually, you and Claudia have done it before. This is called frizzen. And frizzen is a skin orgasm that you have when you listen to music that really touches your soul. So it can happen at a concert. It can happen at home. It can also happen when you're looking at beautiful artwork, or if you're watching a very sensual movie scene on TV or in the movie theaters, you have raised goosebumps. These are called skin orgasms, and these skin orgasms, 2/3 of the population have these, and I'm sure I have. I can tell you when I hear a nice song, whether it touches my heart or my mind, I have had a skin orgasm.
A skin orgasm.
That's not a real thing. That's please. American Red Cross or the Association of Doctors, Pediatric Associates, wherever the hell you got that damn information from. That is some BS, Al. So when you have a skin orgasm, does the body do all the bodily functions that you do when you have a physical orgasm?
Did you bust a nut? He wants to know.
No, I mean, some people, when you have skin orgasms, you feel lighthearted, you feel happy, you feel like it.
Al, stop talking. That's not
feels really good.
If you don't come, that's not an orgasm. It's something that come out for you to
well,
come.
you're thinking of a physical orgasm. This is a skin orgasm, not a physical orgasm. I don't know why do you guys decide to always beat me up when I get
does your body convulse?
Stuff that's quite. It's been for years.
No.
Soulmates have skin orgasms. Why are you mad that they have skin orgasms?
That man was fingering that lady at that damn Philharmonic. That's what the hell was going on. He was fingering her ass in that damn Philharmonic. It ain't no way in hell. First of all, I don't give a damn what you say. Philharmonic music sucks.
Oh, now we can't do that.
Ain't nobody laying in there coming from no damn cello and no damn maracas. Okay, like, stop, Al, stop.
What about the piano? Will the piano, the violin get you off? What was it? What instrument? Was it was it that? No? Violin? Y'all mad? Al, you mad?
I'm not mad at anything. Listen, you guys.
It ain't you
never had a
guys.
skin orgasm, then you've never had one. Sorry, I have.
So following that logic, are there hair orgasms? Are there appendage orgasms? Are there I don't know. I'm gonna have to
You know what?
Video
maybe we're being closed-minded. Soulmates, if you've had a skin orgasm, put a flame in the chat or something, because maybe
who hasn't been listening to a song, whether in church or on the radio, that you've gotten goosebumps from because you're moved by the song. That's
it didn't make me say, oh.
That's a physical orgasm.
That's what she did, Al. When
no. The article clearly says she has an orgasm. Now you assume, and that's not their fault. You assume that it was a physical orgasm.
But she made a noise. That's the point that I'm making. Like, she emitted the noise that you emit when you're having sex.
Are you saying that chills are the same thing as an orgasm, Al? Is that like?
I'm done. Y'all can pass. Next story, please.
No, in the video, you hear her saying,
do a little research on orgasms, skin orgasms, music, art, and all that stuff. Maybe you find some interesting stuff.
Bitch, don't get mad with us because don't nobody know nothing about no damn skin orgasm.
Definitely not mad.
Don't nobody know nothing about no damn. And you sitting up here damn lying. And you want to get mad because me and Claudia get your ass together about that damn skin orgasm.
You guys are being close-minded on purpose.
God, you and these damn.
No, we're not, Al. If we've never heard of it and you know something that we don't, then it's your job to tell us. Like, it's not.
I did. You don't want to hear it.
We're not attacking you. We just never heard of it.
I'm attacking his ass because he's up there lying.
You don't want to hear it. So move to the next story. Jesus Christ.
This bitch up here lying. Skin organ, child, please. Get off my line. Go to the next thing, Claudia.
Okay. Before we go, let's play a game of hit or miss with some of the outfits from the Met Gala. All right. First up, Doja Cat, hit or miss?
Hit.
I'm going to say miss.
She meowed the whole night. She didn't want to answer any questions. Kendall Jenner, hit or miss?
She was a hit for me.
Hit.
It was a theme. Young Miami, hit or miss?
Hit all the way. I think I named her best dressed until I saw Anne Hathaway, but hit.
Okay. Janelle Monáe, hit or miss? I love her.
Miss.
Yeah, I love her and she is stunning, but I don't like that outfit. Lil Nas X, hit or miss?
Miss.
Thank you. Y'all, I was thinking we gonna just bullshit because he in the community and just
it was a miss.
That shit was terrible. That was who I was talking about when I said earlier. Stop, like it was tacky.
It was Cirque du Soleil. That was very Cirque du Soleil.
Cardi B, hit or miss?
Loved her the most. Incredible. Awesome job.
Lizzo, hit or miss?
She got her clothes on, so it's 7 hits, double platinum, triple Grammy, Oscar, Tony, Emmy, and all that. She finally put some damn clothes on. Hit.
Al?
That's a miss for me. She looked basic.
No, we got to give her credit for having her clothes on and not bending over and shaking her ass.
I'll give her credit for that.
Give her a hit.
Credit for being dressed, but I didn't like the outfit.
It wasn't bad. I like her hair. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm with you. Listen, I like her being classy. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I want to thank my co-hosts, Funky Dineva, who's never had a skin orgasm, and Al Reynolds, who's had several skin orgasms. And I'm going to try to get a skin orgasm the next couple weeks. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. And let's see what the lights got up to. Let me see if I got delayed the show. Oh, fell a little short, 1.7. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for Black Waterhouse Movies. Catch it on our YouTube channel and website. We will see you back on Friday. Oh, we have a couple seconds left. What y'all doing tonight?
Trying to have a skin orgasm. I'm finna order me some crabs on Uber Eats and lay it down.
The Milk Institute is here in LA, so I'm gonna go hang out with some of the participants.
Okay. My girl Chance is trying to get me out in these streets, but we'll see. All right, y'all. See you Friday. Bye, soulmates.
Bye, soulmates.
Bye, soulmates.